Hi, Aquarius. So, this is for the sun in Aquarius or the rising sign in Aquarius, and if you so desire, the moon in Aquarius. And I'm bringing you your September, oh, I've got hair on my nose, September astrological overview for all the astrological things you need to know about to navigate this month's energy. How are you doing, Aquarius? I've been asking all the signs how they're doing because we have been through some pretty challenging energy. It's not been an easy ride over the last few months, or should we say few years. There have been periods of calm, but I think for all of us it's been quite challenging. And of course, you were breathing a sigh of relief with Saturn leaving your sign. And of course, now you're preparing for Pluto to enter your sign fully at the end of next year. But let's see what's happening further or closer to home, because that's really what we need to navigate our way through September. So let's start with the 4th of September, because this is about your 7th house of significant relationships. Venus, the planet of love, relationship, self-worth. Let's stick with the love and relationship because this is the 7th house. This is about those really important, significant personal one-to-one relationships. Venus has been retrograde. Has it brought someone back into your life? That could be one manifestation of this energy. And my feeling is you would not be too unhappy that this person has perhaps popped up or made contact. It may just be a pleasant discussion or chat. Well, Venus is going direct from the 4th, but it will still stay in your 7th house, and it will not be moving into Virgo till October. And remember, it'll still be in its shadow zone. So there may still be a few more love kind of events that just kind of actually brighten up the day, Aquarius. Now, the other interesting news about September the 4th is that Jupiter, our planet of luck and opportunity, my big boy of expansion, of also expanding sometimes what we don't want expanded. Jupiter, of course, is in Taurus, which is your 4th house of home and family. Jupiter goes retrograde from the 4th of September. If you are planning on making changes wherever you live in terms of your living space, then Jupiter, I think, will give you some time and space to do that, to maybe reflect, rethink, reorganize, just kind of redesign whatever it is that you're trying to work out. And I also think that you're going to feel quite comfortable at home and just feel quite happy with what's going on with family members. You know, maybe there's been a few sticky patches lately and things are settling down, so that even with this retrograde, it will not be a problem for you. Now let's look at also the planet of communication, Mercury, because Mercury has been retrograde since the 23rd of August in Virgo in your 8th house. Now this is about your joint resources. And this is also the part of your chart about your own particular inner transformation. But this could mean that there have been nitpicking little details to do with contracts, to do with financial situations, with, I don't know, life insurance, with insurance policies in general, anything that involves filling in forms that can be quite tedious and difficult. And I think that Mercury has been trying to help you by giving you extra time to look at these things and get your head round it so that you can kind of catch up a bit and move forward. Well, the good news is that Mercury goes direct on the 15th, which is the same day that we have the new moon in this same part of your chart. So this could bring some news in that is beneficial to you, to do with perhaps money that's owed to you. It just feels in general that you'll be feeling a little bit more comfortable about your general financial situation. This new moon in Virgo, excuse me, is trined by Uranus, my big boy of the unexpected, of shocks, surprises, freedom, rebellion. And of course, you've got Uranus retrograde in Taurus in your 4th house, which of course, as I said a bit earlier, is where Jupiter is. And this is where we have anything to do with the home and anything to do with the family or our ancestors. So this new moon in a trine to Uranus seems to be saying that something could at last be being initiated in regard, something unexpected comes up to do with your home. You may be wanting to move. This may be signing that final contract, getting things finally, suddenly and unexpectedly on the move. You may suddenly decide to move when it was the last thing that you had on your agenda. That is also quite possible with Uranus in this part of your chart. But now I want to come to the next day, which is the 16th of September, because we have building up between the Sun, Pluto, and Uranus, and remember both Pluto and Uranus are retrograde. We have what's known as a grand Earth trine. Now, how is this going to play out? Because it's Earth. This is about, Earth is rich. We grow things in the earth. The Sun is in Virgo. Virgo is about that attention to detail. The Sun's warmth and light helps things grow. Pluto, retrograde in Capricorn, in your 12th house, which of course is very much the inner you, that inner psyche, that kind of part of you that sometimes really wants to break out and just, I know, Aquarius, that you're good at seeing the bigger picture, but sometimes you need a little bit more of what Pluto is going to bring you when it moves in to your sign. But then we need to go to Uranus retrograde in Taurus in your 4th house of home and family. So we have this grand Earth trine pulling in the energy of these 3 cosmic bodies: the Sun, which is our star, Pluto, and Uranus. Pluto is about transformation. Uranus is about shocks and the unexpected. Let's have a think about this, because what I want to ask you is, how do you work with manifestation? Do you have a vision board? Because I would like to kindly suggest you chuck that away. Because my sense is, and my experience is, that what we have to do to manifest what we would like to invite into our lives is by recognizing that we have a kind of primordial soup of earth energy, rich in nutrients, that is just bubbling away underneath our psyche, that is inviting us to give it our intent. Now, if we put our intent into this kind of, as I said, soup, primordial soup of nutrients, what we have to do then is let it go. And you'll know if you've really truly let it go, because all that muscular tension in your tummy area will go. That's when you truly know you've let go of it. Now, why do we have to let go of it? Because, yeah, you got it, the divine knows best. The divine knows that if it manifests for you something you're too fixed on, it might cause you harm that you can't see at this point. The divine might say, okay, you're so determined to have this that I'll give it to you. And then sits there going, well, warned you, told you so, when you crash. So what I'm suggesting is that we have to have the intention and have the faith and the trust that what will come to us is for our highest good and the highest good of others. It may not be exactly what we thought we wanted or were going to get, but as it unfolds, we will see that it's so much where we're meant to be and what we're meant to be doing. And that's where the magic really comes in. It's about having faith. We are not on our own, Aquarius. Of all the signs, you should know this. There is a divine energy that works with us. So I'm just giving you that because, you know, we've got this new moon on the 15th. We've got this grand earth trine that lasts for several days. And the more of us collectively that recognize how we work with the law of manifestation or attraction or whatever you want to call it, it just means it speeds up the process of the transformation for the human race. Now, let's move on to the 23rd of September because we have the autumn equinox when the sun will move into Libra. And this is your 9th house of higher learning, of higher education, of travel. Aquarius, I know you're fixed, but you know, you're actually the sign that represents aviation. Maybe you should take a late autumn break. That might be nice energy or a way to use this energy. Excuse me. Right, so let's get on. So the autumn equinox, but I also want to talk about Venus in Leo back in your 7th house of relationships, because Venus, our planet of love and relationship, trines Chiron in Aries in your 3rd house on the 23rd of September. Chiron, remember, is the wound that we all have inside, that whatever we do, however many years of therapy we have, it'll never heal. We just have to learn to live with it. So Venus in Leo trining it is showing that somebody important in your life is helping you find a way to deal with some of the kind of difficulties and problems and stresses that you have in your life. Really helping you by listening, by loving you, and through communication. Because Aries for you is the 3rd house, and that's the house of communication. Now, before I finish your reading, we need to go on to the 29th of September when we have a full moon in Aries in your 3rd house of communication. Now, this time, Venus in the 7th house, Venus, our planet of love, is actually squaring Uranus retrograde in Taurus in the 4th. What do you need to let go of? Is there a particular habit or way of behaving that needs to change in your significant relationships? What do you need to wake up to? Let's use Uranus in this instance in that positive way. What do you, Aquarius, need to wake up to? Sometimes, Aquarius, because you are so highly evolved, you sit back sometimes and forget that it's not a static state. You have to keep on doing. In therapy, we have a term, and in counselling, CPD, continuing professional development. Now, in a sense, we all have to, with our own lives and our own psyches, constantly continue with our professional development of understanding of our own self and psyche. And that's what I think this full moon is representing for you, Aquarius. And on that note, I'd like to say thank you so much for joining me. As you've noticed, the hand, the palm, the way I've been doing the videos for the last few months with my 5 key points has changed. For a fixed Taurian person, I'm surprisingly good at change sometimes, probably because I've got Uranus conjunct my sun in Taurus. But what I'm saying is sometimes or not sometimes, but we should always work towards getting better and better. Just because something works for a while doesn't mean it's the way to do it forever. Sometimes we just have to keep redoing, revisiting, reviewing. Remember, we've got a lot of re's at the moment, a lot of retrograde planets. And so I give that to you as Aquarius as a fixed sign. Review, relook, change how you're doing things. Breathe life into it. If I kept doing my videos in the same old way, I would get so terribly bored. And I'd fall asleep, and so would all of you out there. On that note, I will leave you with that thought of change. And please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.